events that take place. You get to see each time where you rank, and then it doesn't even need to be that it goes and like is happening in people's gyms or affiliates or even because like right camera media, all that stuff, like that stuff can happen at HQ or whatnot. But to me, I think that would be something different that would help the community, and then maybe not be the first step for those of us that are trying to be on the professional side of things, like almost separate it a little bit of like the professional side of it and then like the community side of it, where I think like the open for most of us that are elite level, like, right, like it's a community event. Like for most of us getting through to the top 25% or 10%, whatever it's been, like that's the stuff when it's separate. Yeah, let's see. Disadvantage, or what was the other takeaway? What would I take away?
Yep.
I feel like the unknown aspect of all of it. I think creating a list of movements that are put out, say, hey, for the open workouts, these movements will come out, XYZ. These are the floor plans, but there's no description of like showing what it is, but like these are the floor plans that you'll need. One is an affiliate owner. I mean, having over 200 something members, like needing to set up Friday night lights, but we do a Friday morning lights and a Friday night lights. So being able to have those things ahead of time to plan and like organize, so I get my coaches involved, everybody, like versus Thursday afternoon, we're like rushing, trying to take things in between classes, then get classes finished and then go into the next morning and do that. I think just some more information. I'm not saying you need to say what the workouts are, but I think helping affiliates have like some understanding of what's to come and what to prepare versus like 1 year, hey, we all need dumbbells. Like, man, well, how are we just now finding out about this? And now I need to spend $5,000 on dumbbells to work for this. And like, thankfully we're in a good enough spot that like I can do that and help my members out that way. But there's a lot of gyms that aren't. So if there's some heads up of things like that and stuff that happens, I think that would be kind of my takeaway, is like just some more information ahead of time. Same with like quarterfinals and all these other things of like, man, just give the floor plans or give like a movement standard. And even if it's 50 movements, it doesn't matter. But you touch those movements at some point in time over the course of the 3 weeks. And then you have another set one for quarterfinals, and those movements are set. You touch them at some point. And I think that can just allow it to like take some of the ease off for a lot of people and like prepare. And then if you don't prepare any of those movements, that's on you, right? Like, that's up to you, but at least it doesn't make people from the professional side of things look like idiots, right? Like if we knew ahead of time that there could potentially be crossover double unders at the games, like, and you put it out 3 months before, and if you didn't practice, that's on you. But like, if you just had some idea of like, hey, there's 50 movements and some point it could come out, then you practice, right? And then you look way better on TV. And then I think it gets crowd more excited. People are more intrigued to watch. It's more exciting versus like, why are these guys tripping all the time doing these things? You know, like I think that as like more of the separate from probably like the open is like more of a sport kind of thing. But I guess that would kind of be like what I would take away and add.
I would give Travis 10 out of 10 for floor plans earlier as an affiliate owner, because setting up the open, like waiting in my gym at 3:00 in the afternoon before I go pick up like my son, to set up the gym as fast as I can so Friday morning classes can run smoothly is a shit show.
Yeah, so, I mean, you're printing out 50 to 100 score sheets, getting all the pens, papers. Like, there's so many more things that go into it, like to create it successfully for a gym. I'm not saying you can't just go in and do it, which a lot of people do, but we try to create it as an event, right? Like there's the Friday night lights for all the afternoon people, and we create heats. We have music. We have food catered every week. Like we try to create this event, right? And it's like there's a lot of things we're trying to do to, one, help our members feel excited, be like encouraged and want to do this. And then it's like, man, they're giving me this literally like a couple hours before, and I'm like sprinting to get all this stuff done. And just, it's hard, right? Like there's only so much time. And then it's like, all right, well, I still got 4 kids. Like I have other things I still need to do and accomplish here. But I think just little things like that, just more information.
4 points for Travis. I really like the concept of affiliates first and making it easier for affiliates to host these things. I do have a follow-up question specifically for you and Tim. If the Open was not part of the season, and I'm not saying it's good, bad, or indifferent, would athletes like yourselves, other games athletes, would they sign up and do it just for fun and to be part of the community?
I think to me it would depend, right? Like it would depend on what that actually would look like and be. I think, right? Like for a lot of us, there's not really that much of an off season. The sport's long, and then out of that, you have a couple big events that take place right after the games, and then another one, and then you're like, all right, well now here we go. Like our season's kind of starting in February, but in reality, it doesn't really start till like May. And for me, for instance, last year getting hurt in the Open right before that at Wadapalooza, if I could have kind of bypassed that, I was fine at semifinals and quarterfinals. So it's like I missed out on a whole season because I had to partake in the Open. So to me, it was a little frustrating. Of like, all right, well, feel like I've earned to bypass that point. You know, like some qualifications or top 20 of the game automatically bypasses you, or you do something like that where like if you took top 20 of the games, you automatically earn a bye to semifinals or something, right? Like you've earned the spot to get to that point again. But I mean, that's all that's a much deeper question. I feel like that you could really like dive into and explore from that area.
Tim, would you still do it? And then I'll let you answer one thing you'd add and take away from Open announcements.
Yeah, I mean,